here now.
Okay. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. My name is Bob Duff, Senate Majority Leader. I represent Norwalk and Darien in the State Senate, and I'm glad to be in the city that works and with all my colleagues, so thank you all. I've been elected to MC the event today, so bear with me, and hopefully we get it all right. But we got some really exciting news to announce, and I'm just so glad that you all are here today, and we have so many of our elected officials and leaders in our communities to help share the joy with us and to really talk about next steps and path forwards and how our kids and our teachers are going to do so much and benefit so much from the news we're about to share today. So we're here to celebrate three major accomplishments. One, and I don't want to take any thunder away from my counterparts and my colleagues in Stamford, but we're here at West Hill High School because thanks to the hard work of Senator Pat Miller and the Stamford delegation, looks like West Hill High School is we're going to get a brand new West Hill High School. Right? And not just a new West Hill High School, but with a reimbursement rate of 80% from the state of Connecticut. We'll let Senator Miller and Mayor Simmons talk about that a little bit more. We also have in our state budget that Governor Lamont signed on Monday, and Senator Looney and I were there to make sure that the pen worked, and we didn't run into any technical difficulties, but we have now fully funded the new Norwalk High School at $239 million at an 80% reimbursement. And you know, these are both two schools. I've been in West Hill High School as a parent when my kids were at various events and drum corps events with the bands. They go back and forth, and I think West Hill is probably about in the same condition as Norwalk High School is, which is tired and old and really in need of a new facility. And this is going to be so great for so many students over the years. And so the students deserve this, and they're going to get new high schools. The third part of our announcement that Senator Miller and I, and along with our state delegations, want to make as well, is that we will be seeing a 60% reimbursement for all new school construction for the next 25 years. Yeah. And the reason why that's so important is because we've seen new schools in so many other communities across this state, and Stamford and Norwalk have been left behind, and the reason why we have been left behind for so many years is because of a reimbursement rate that is not fair to our communities. And in Norwalk, if you build a brand new school, you get a 22.5% reimbursement. In Stamford's, it's a little bit less. If you do a renovate as new, it's a 32.5% reimbursement in Norwalk, and in Stamford, it's a little bit less than that. No community, especially urban communities in this state, can build new schools or renovate new schools as new with a reimbursement rate that is so low. Without damaging your AAA bond rating, without not being able to do other priorities, or without being able to, without having to raise taxes to an unreasonable amount of money that people cannot afford. Just as an example, the new Norwalk High School at an 80% reimbursement rate, at fully funded now at $239 million, will save Norwalk taxpayers $139 million. And that is amazing. We have been talking in Norwalk for many years now about a new South Norwalk school because we have what's called District 99 kids. And these District 99 kids don't have a home school. So they get placed wherever there's room, which is completely unfair. You have kids on buses sometimes for 30, 45 minutes each way. You may have a kid in one house that goes to one school, elementary school, and then in the next house goes to a totally different elementary school. And that is just unfair and not right. So based on the legislation that we fought for, the new South Norwalk School, when it gets approved and all done on the city side, will be put on our priority list. And that school will save taxpayers with a 60% reimbursement about $25 million just one school. And so we're talking about saving hundreds of millions of dollars over 25 years. This is going to be transformative to generations of students in both communities. And again, we have not been able to invest in our schools for such a long time, and that's why we wanted to make such a big deal about this announcement today. And this is huge, and thanks to the reason why we're able to actually do this right now, at this moment right now, is because you take the openings when you get them. And I know in Norwalk, at least, we have a mayor, and Mayor Rilling, who is supportive of our public schools, obviously, as a graduate of our public schools, and is willing to commit the funds needed to rehabilitate our schools. We have a superintendent who sees the vision in that as well. We have a Board of Ed and a Common Council who are willing to fund that as well. And I believe the same is true in Stamford. And I'll let the Senator Miller and the mayor talk about that as well. So you need to have these things aligned when you have mayors and councils and superintendents and boards of ed say, yes, we need to take these steps. And it's our job then to make it happen in the state level and make sure that we're able to get it done for them also. And then lastly, you need that commitment from the state. And then lastly, you need to get it in a bill. And you need to make sure the governor signs the bill. Right, and the pen works, exactly. So I just want to say that also the conversation of this began in November and December of last year, and I want to thank Noel Petra from the Office of School Construction, the Deputy Department of Administrative Services. When I first spoke to him about an increased reimbursement for Norwalk and Stamford, and I said, it's time. He never flinched. He never said no. He said, let's work on this. Let's make sure we can get this done for you. And then Senator Miller and I spoke about it, and we talked about the vision for the schools, because we knew that, again, our mayors and our superintendents and others were so in favor of this. And then I spoke to, and I know Senator Miller did too, our Senate President, Senator Looney. I want to give a special shout out for coming all the way down from New Haven. There's no better advocate in our state than Senator Looney, and he knows New Haven years ago undertook renovations of their schools, and I know it has made a huge difference. So when we spoke to Senator Looney about this funding and how important it was for our students, he never once flinched. He said, yes, I support you. Let's get it done. I want to thank Senator Doug McCrory, the head of the Education Committee, the Senate Chair, who, when we spoke to him, he said, absolutely, let's get it done. Senator Fonfara, the chair of our Finance Committee, and Senator Moore, the chair of the subcommittee of bonding. Certainly want to thank the governor's office for being supportive as well. And of course, we could never do this, can't do this in one chamber. Our House members who are here as well, and I know we have Representative Dathan, and then I'll let the Stamford folks introduce the Stamford folks, any other members of the delegation here, for their support, because when we spoke to them about it, because you got to get things through both chambers, immediately supportive and happy to help and assist in any way possible to make sure this got through. Speaker Ritter and Majority Leader Rojas, of course, were supportive as well. And then here we are. So again, this will impact generations of students and give them the schools that they deserve. And taxpayers will save hundreds of millions of dollars in each community, and they will see their property values rise at the same time. And what we're going to do after today and in the future, we'll talk about the schools and how we're going to do that. But I want people to know that this is more than just fixing the furnace in schools. This is more than just replacing windows. We're talking about a comprehensive plan to renovate schools as new and build schools for our kids, for our teachers and students for the 21st century, to meet the needs and expectations of a global economy. And that's really what this is about. This is why the hard work was done. This is why we have so much support here. And this is why we want to make sure that we are doing what we can for our kids and for our communities going forward over the next 25 years. So now